Now, with a storied history as long as Godzilla's, it stands to reason that he is going to be featured in a ridiculous amount of commercials over the years. Some cool, some infamous ones, some that are just plain stupid. Now, this is just a look at some of the countless ads to feature the Big G. And by countless, I mean like 10. Now, I'm not going to talk about the commercials that were focused on the 1998 American Godzilla movie, because that campaign was so ridiculous that could be a video in of itself, which I'm probably going to end up doing. But we'll start off with probably the most well-known of them all. Godzilla vs. Charles Barkley. Released in 1992 as a Nike ad, it features Godzilla getting his ass dunked on by Charles Barkley. Now, this bastard of a commercial was so popular that it even spawned a comic book, and it's as stupid as you think it is. And that being said, the suit work here, it actually ain't that bad. I mean, Godzilla looks derpy as hell, but I mean, he's pretty expressionful. Expressionful? I don't think that's actually a word. Now my question is, where's that movie? If Warner Brothers can fart out a sequel to Space Jam for no other reason than to just advertise HBO Max, then it stands to reason that they can pucker up and fart out a Godzilla vs. Charles Barkley movie. Why not? Warner Brothers, make it happen. Actually, I'm kidding. That's one of the worst ideas I think I've ever had in my life. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh god. So next up we have a commercial that's so literal that I'm hard pressed to even think why it exists. So this one was released in 2007, I believe, for a wine in Australia called Yellowtail. It features footage taken straight out of Godzilla vs. Mothra and features Godzilla with, I don't think you'll ever guess it, a yellow tail. And that's just the whole commercial. Now what does Godzilla have to do with wine? How high were they? And also, apparently Toho came after them hard for this commercial, and considering how many copyright claims Toho likes to throw my way, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I can't confirm nor deny that, but I wouldn't deny it. Now, how about that one time Godzilla came to wreck the Earth, and the only thing that could save the world was a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, arguably the most boring dad cereal of all time.
Tempt your tummy? With the taste of nuts and honey? Honey Nut Cheerios combines golden honey with crunchy nuts, part of this complete breakfast. Try him! He loves them. Look, he's going home! The bigger they are, the harder they fall for Honey Nut Cheerios.
Weirdly, the most prominent theme when it comes to Godzilla commercials is food. It's always food. Bitch is hungry. Or it's just weird shit like this pooch and milk pudding commercial where a young Godzilla is watching his dad, aka Godzilla 1985, get killed on screen in a theater while having like an emotional breakdown. What the hell that has to do with pudding? And since we're on the topic of food, did anybody else remember that Snickers commercial from 2014 where Godzilla's riding an ATV on the beach and the disclaimer at the bottom of the screen tells me not to attempt, as if there's any force on earth or heaven that could stop me from riding an ATV with Godzilla at the beach?
What's wrong with Snickers?
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Or how about this one? Yeah, this one wouldn't fly today. And then there's the infamous Godzilla commercials for 1985 featuring Dr. Pepper. And when I think back to Godzilla 1985, I really don't even remember the plot all that much. All I can think about is how synonymous that movie is with Dr. Pepper. So there's two commercials. There's one that's like a bootleg Godzilla who looks like great value. Just can't, he's pissed off because he can't find Dr. Pepper.
What could he want? Unless we find something to appease him, we're doomed!
Hold out, hold out, the order.
Then there's one featuring this really creepy female Godzilla looking thing that I can only assume is on the rag and can only be appeased by finding some Diet Dr. Pepper. It has to be Diet Dr. Pepper because it was the 80s. Women were only allowed to drink Diet Dr. Pepper. Only the men, only hardened men were allowed to drink sugary Dr. Pepper. If you were a woman, no, you were only allowed Diet. Gotta keep you slim, bruh. Really, most of the Godzilla commercials were from the 80s. I mean, it makes sense. That's when Godzilla 1985 came out. It's when it was a big deal at the time. And it wasn't just food brands trying to capitalize on that hype. Here's a commercial from 1984 for the Konica. Is that the right? Konica? I want to say Konica. Konica film brand that features nothing at all memorable until the very end. And we see the Twin Towers and a shadow that just so happens to, yeah. Hitachi did one. They even went so far as to feature one of the original suits from the Heisei series. And they went on to show that, just like us, kaiju's lives suck too. Dude rides the train, walks around like he's wearing a diaper looking for a bridge to jump off because the monotony of life is too much and he's spiraled into a deep hole of existential dread, thinking there's more to it than this. There has to be, right? But shit, man, at least we got karaoke. Now, another common trend with a lot of these Godzilla commercials is that it's pretty obvious that they weren't allowed to get the rights to Godzilla. So you get all these weird, like, creatures that are just kind of look, they look just like Godzilla, but just tweaked enough that, you know, so that there's no, you know, Toho doesn't like bring out their fucking lawyers. You know, they're just altered just enough so Toho doesn't like slip into the DMs like, hey, fit to sue you today, how you doing? And here's a couple from China for some sore throat tea called Coolmates. Is it tea? Is it, I think it's tea. It was like someone on the board when they were coming up with this commercial just thought to themselves, how can we come up with the ugliest Godzilla design we could possibly think of? And then some intern popped his head up and he's just like, I know, let's give it duck lips and warts. And then presto, you got this commercial. So did anybody else remember in the 90s and the early 2000s when the government was trying to push kids to drink milk so hard that David Koresh would probably get moist from how hard they were trying? Of course they had to do a Godzilla commercial. Of course they had to. It's actually a pretty nice commercial, like animation-wise, even if it's basically just amounting to, if you don't drink enough milk, you'll just be a useless fuck for the rest of your life. So this one from Thailand is just, well, it's advertising fuel, and the Godzilla design that they came up with kind of looks like if Sid from Toy Story and Godzilla fucked and had a monstrous baby, and this thing popped out. It's horrifying. Like, it's terrible. Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That long, slippery, gross tongue. The cut here makes it look like Godzilla's licking this dude so hard that he just can't stop nutting, and I hate it. I really hate it. And he just pulls a Godzilla vs. Hedorah and uses his breath to fly into space. I bet the creators of this one just did a bunch of coke. That's the only thing that can make sense here. I don't know. This is a weird one. This one ain't normal. This one ain't right, man. Now lastly, we have one for a big-ass burger from Peru called Bembo. This one features two of the most iconic monsters of all time, King Kong, or rather Kong's special cousin that they keep in the basement locked up so nobody can see him, because they're embarrassed. He's so hungry that the only thing that will satisfy him is this actually big-ass enormous burger that the fat kid in me desperately wants to try, but I probably imagine they don't sell it anymore. And Godzilla just shows up calling him a fat tub of ass or something. I don't know. There's no subtitles. I can't speak the language. That's what I like to think he's saying anyway.
Bembos, tan grande, tan rica.
So there you have it. There's a just quick look at some of the Godzilla commercials that exist out there. I'm sure there's probably a lot more that I missed. Probably a lot. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, none of this is covering the 1998 movie, because that one had such a big campaign, advertising campaign, that I could just do a video in of itself, which I'm going to do in the near future, probably. Also, I apologize for how long this video took to come out. I have been horribly sick for the last 2 weeks, and I'm just now starting to feel better. You can probably still hear it in my voice. I look haggard. My hair is a disaster. I don't care. And who knows? I mean, if you guys like this video, maybe I'll do a part 2. So if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You can hit the dislike button now too, because apparently YouTube just got rid of it, so now you can't even see it's there. Probably the stupidest thing YouTube's done in quite a while. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more videos of this style, more in-camera stuff. I want to do more in-camera stuff.